What's up, my beautiful people? Exile451 here with yet another daily dose of Reddit Happy. Gonna mix things up today with doing some motivational stuff out of r/get motivated. So, let's get to it. Our first post is from user My Fire Mixtape. When I was a kid, someone taught me about talent. I was 14, chubby, and just finished running our daily mile for PE in last place. I ran it in 12 minutes. When I started talking to my friend, I found out that he ran it in 5 minutes. Oh, I was frustrated, angry, and didn't understand why I couldn't do that. I told him that I wished I was like him so I could run the mile in 5 minutes and I wouldn't feel like I'm dying. That's when he said something that changed my life. He replied, "Is it easy for you to run the 12-minute mile since it's so much slower than me?" Obviously, I took this as an insult and snapped, "Of course not!" To which he replied, "So why do you think it's easy for me to run the 5-minute mile?" I was stunned. He continued, "Just because someone can do something better than you doesn't mean it's easy for them. Running a 5-minute mile is hard for me. Even though I'm faster than you, I feel like I'm dying afterwards too. Don't assume that people have it easy just because of their talents." After he said that, he ran with me for the rest of the year, and my time improved to an 8-minute mile in 3 months. You have to try your best, even when it's hard. Because if you start focusing on everyone else, you'll lose sight of what you were trying to do in the first place. Edit. Hey everyone, thank you all so much for commenting and upvoting my story. There's been a lot of people saying that it's the same amount of effort for him to run a 5-minute mile as it is for me to run an 8-minute mile. This is true, but the point isn't that he's more talented than me, and also worked a heck of a lot harder than me, and can do things easier. The point is that I was always able to run an 8-minute mile. I was just too focused on the fact that he was better than me to realize it. There's always people that are going to be better than you, but that doesn't mean that you can't do your best. I was failing PE because I got it into my head that I wasn't as good as him, so I couldn't do it. Once I started working as hard as he did, I got the 8-minute mile and, more importantly, developed a work ethic that has stayed with me my whole life. Just because you can't be the best doesn't mean you shouldn't be the best you can be. I have a hobby of rapping, something relevant username. But obviously, I'm never gonna be Eminem. That doesn't stop me from writing my own lyrics and performing for my friends and family. Do your best, not their best. And you can sleep knowing that you worked just as hard as they did. Wow, I think there's a lot of really poignant and extremely relevant content here. You're right, we so often compare ourselves to other people who may have more success, may have more money, may have more of the things that we want in life at an earlier stage. And as a result, it may leave us feeling like we're failing, like we're not good enough, like we don't deserve those things. The fact of the matter is, though, that they may just be better at what they're doing to be able to get those things sooner. That's not a commentary on us. We just have to keep trying and doing what we can. That having been said, we should never settle for mediocrity and just staying stagnant. We should always be trying to improve and get to that point. But it does nobody any good to compare themselves to someone else who's more successful. In the end, it's all about what you accomplish, not what someone else accomplished that you wished you could have. This story, although fairly short, is a great reminder of that. Thank you so much for sharing it, and wherever you're at, I really do wish you the best, and I hope that your mixtape has caught on some. Our next post is from user The Healthy Gamer. But first, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you can get more of your daily dose of Reddit Happy. Also, check us out on social media and Patreon. Links are in the description. 10 years ago, I was deeply depressed and afraid of life. Today, I'm halfway through a 2,189-mile hike through the Appalachian Mountains. Hey everyone, I'm writing to you from a tiny Dunkin' Donuts in Maine while I wait for my bus. I'm halfway through my Appalachian Trail hike and am flipping up from West Virginia to Maine, where I will hike another 1,166 miles south back to West Virginia. Edit. Wanted to clarify. I'm not hiking to cure depression. I'm hiking because it's an awesome challenge and a great adventure, and something I've wanted to do for a while. I dealt with most of my issues between 21 and 27. Now I'm reaping the rewards by actually living life and not a pale imitation of it. I'm hiking solo and started in Georgia a little over 3 months ago. I've been reflecting over the last decade and the unexpected changes which the time has brought forth. 10 years ago, I was 19 years old and in my second year of college. That year, I'd transferred from Missouri State to Mizzou in Columbia, Missouri. I had joined the Navy ROTC with big dreams of becoming a Navy officer and envisioned a bright future at Mizzou. Very quickly, I was overwhelmed. The stress of waking up at 5 a.m. for PT combined with the stress of my computer science classes quickly brought on depression, which I now realize I went through cyclically during my teenage years through my late 20s. That year, I dropped out of ROTC, dropped out of my computer science classes, and changed my major to accounting. I spent all of my time locked in my dorm room playing World of Warcraft. The first expansion, The Burning Crusade, had just come out. I made 0 friends, did nothing social. I was deeply depressed and had very little hope for the future. I'd just failed at basically everything I set out to do, and I knew I was only digging a deeper hole by escaping into WoW. I had a vision for what I wanted my life to be. I wanted to be fit, I wanted to be successful and happy, I wanted to be rid of this crippling depression and social anxiety. At 19, all of this seemed unattainable. But something deep down wouldn't let me quit. The intention to improve was there. The episodes of depression would eventually abate, and each time I tried again. I reached for my dreams anew. And I failed many more times than I succeeded. I lapsed into depression year after year with each major failure, seemingly losing every inch of ground I had gained. But each time I would rise up faster, come back stronger, more determined, with a better understanding of how to take care of myself. With the perspective of a decade past, I can see now that every negative experience and every failure was actually an integral block in the foundation of the person that I am today. My early failures led directly to my later successes. I dropped out of ROTC after only 7 weeks, but I have since successfully completed a 6-year contract as a U.S. Army infantryman and an NCO. I failed at computer science and hated my accounting jobs, but now I have a successful online business that affords me the time to hike the Appalachian Trail. It seems to me that fear is the enemy of life. You cannot live if you are consumed by fear. 10 years ago, I was so full of fear. I was afraid of failure, afraid of pain. I was afraid to even leave my room. Now I'm hiking through nearly 2,200 miles of wilderness solo, doing things that would have been inconceivable to my younger self. With each step I take through the wild, I am less fearful. I've hiked through thunderstorms that blew trees down around me. I've hiked past 300-pound black bears and skirted angry rattlesnakes. This Appalachian Trail hike feels like a capstone course on a journey I started a decade ago. A journey to find myself, to face my demons, to conquer my fears. As I step off into the unknown, I am certain that our lives are our own, that we are not victims of circumstance, that the story of our life is ours to write, that we are infinitely powerful beings, but only if we so choose. Only if we take on the mantle of responsibility. Only if we have the courage to stride forth into the unknown. Only if we can discard our clinging for security and comfort. Only then will we find abundant life. So I finish with this for all those who are lost, hurt, and alone. As long as you draw breath, you have the power to change your life. You are more powerful than you could dream. You have everything within you to become the person that you've always wanted to be. Face your fears, get uncomfortable, embrace pain and failure. Your life is waiting. Go and claim it. Wow, what a post. Freak. First off, that's an impressive feat, hiking the entire Appalachian Trail. I mean, my gosh, that's huge. Man, well done. That's an incredible accomplishment. I mean, I remember hiking the backwoods of Yosemite back in the day, back when I was in high school and doing that for scouts, but I mean, that was just a 50 miler. I can't imagine nearly 2,200. But honestly, your point here is so powerful, and it ties in really well with the first story in that our lives really are what we want to make of them. Maybe someone can be better at something than we can be, but we have the power to do whatever it is we want with our life. Yeah, maybe someone might be a little more inherently talented than we are with something, but that doesn't mean we can't change our life to get to the same level they're at naturally through our own hard work. And this really just goes to show that you never know what life is going to deal you. You never know where you're going to be 5, 6, 7, 10 years from now. I mean, frick, 9 months ago, I wasn't even considering starting a YouTube channel, let alone getting it to where it is now. You never know how life is going to play out, and it just goes to show that it's always worth continuing on, that it's always worth trying, because you never know what you're going to end up accomplishing. Thank you so much for the post, and wherever you're at, I really do wish you the best. That was r/getmotivated, and if you want more motivating stories of what people are doing to make their lives better, then go ahead and check out the playlist link in the description below. Now you guys go out there, have a great day. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.